Nope.
Oh, I didn't see you there. I'm James from James Reptiles. I was just about to walk around my reptile room. Would you like to come with me? Let's go. Alright, so this is my reptile room. Things are definitely always changing in here, but I want to start off with... Let's start on this side. This side's kind of more consistent, and as we go over, it turns into, new stuff hatching, all that fun stuff. So let's start over here. All the way here at the very edge, we have some eggs. And these are all crested gecko eggs. You can see that one right there is bad. That one right there is definitely bad. And one of these hatched today, so the other one will probably hatch either later today or tonight. And I'm very excited for that. Now if we scroll over, I've got crickets that I feed to a lot of geckos. I'm going to feed my crested geckos these today. These I'm actually selling to someone. Down here I have mealworms. A little bit of superworms in here. Not much left. You can see there's one right there. And then we'll come over to my isopods, which is slightly more exciting. So first up are my clown isopods. I just recently got these guys. I think I bought 10, and I think I might have lost one already. If you look to the right, there's a little bit of guppy right there. I use guppies as kind of a protein supplement, and you can see right there I've got some peas in there too. Like I said, I think there's 9 left in here, and they're doing pretty awesome. I can't wait to have some babies from these guys and be able to sell them at shows if shows ever come back. Up top are my Gugaris SP white duckies. I got 6 of these. They were a lot more expensive, but yeah, there's only 6. So next up are my millipedes. You can see right there there's a scarlet millipede, and if I dig around enough I'll find the bumblebee millipede. Like I said before, these two I got on accident in some isopods that I ordered, but it's not hated on. I might just keep them as little pets. I might sell them for a couple of bucks at a show, or trade them to someone, or give them to a friend or something like that. But in the meantime, they're just chilling in here, hanging out together. Who knows, maybe I'll have to get some more bumblebees. I really like those, and I can start a little breeding colony of those. Who knows, right? So last up here are my dwarf white isopods. These are really cool. These are, I wanted something cheap that I could buy a lot of just to kind of get the feel for them. So I went with these, and they're definitely cool. I love how there's so many, so you can kind of see them move around, and they're in a bigger enclosure. I can't wait to get all my other colonies like that eventually as well. But for now I just have these. You can see some eggshells, there's some fish in there, and I feed these some peas and fish food as well. Alright, moving on, we have my incubator set to 82 degrees. And if we take a look, we've got tons of different eggs in here. Leopards, fat tails, a couple different projects of leopards, and hopefully we'll be hatching some more very soon. I just had some hatch this morning, and I'll show you those towards the end. Alright, so let's move on to my leopards. Over here we have a female eclipse. She is not mine. She does have a little lay box in there. This is my buddy's eclipse. We're breeding it to my black knight eclipse. I think we have 1 or 2 good clutches, maybe like 3 good eggs. Hopefully we make some, more dark eclipses, and we'll split the babies there. This is Big Boy. Big Boy, he's got a regen, pretty fat. Everyone likes him when I bring him to shows. They're like, oh wow, he's so huge and awesome, but no one ever wants to buy him, so I just have him. Nope, nothing is in there. This is Johnny, my patternless whiteout. He's not very big. He actually is the thickest I've ever seen him. I got him maybe a year ago, and he's just never really wanted to put weight on for me. So it is what it is. I haven't had any good success with my fat tails this year as far as eggs and breeding wise, and it might be because of him, it might be because of my females. I don't know. I think next year I'm just gonna start over with some normal females, maybe like a whiteout male or something like that, just to keep a little bit going. But I don't know if I'm really going to do fat tails, so that's up in the air right now. Moving downward, we have lefty and righty, my 2 tug snows. Like I said, I have hatched out 5 baby tug snows already this year, so I'm definitely going to hold at least 2 back. There's lefty and righty, and Malloy is the normal I'm breeding them to, so I definitely got some normals too. And I'm going to hold back some normal females for Malloy. He's going to be, you know, the male for a normal project. And they're not going to be like normal normals. I'm going to, you know, slowly line breed them for some different stuff. You know, some greenish spots, maybe some stripage. We'll see how it goes. And then in here we have my 2 female fat tails. This is the one that's been laying eggs. Yeah, she looks kind of not great. And this is one of her daughters. And they're alright. I mean, if I could get them to lay consistent eggs, that would be awesome. But I can't, so I won't. So that's fine too. Maybe next year I'll get some good eggs. Down here we have Trixie along with my Black Knight Eclipse. They are my other breeding pair with the Black Knight. Here she is, a Blizzard. So I'm trying to make Black Knight Blizzard Eclipses, which I think would be actually really awesome. I think there's a lot of potential there. So this year I will have some double heads. I haven't had any hatch out yet, but I want to say the next clutch of eggs is going to be from them. So good news on that front. And then if we go lower, I've got just a couple random geckos I bought. I bought a bunch, took some to shows, sold most of them. And these are the 3 that came back. And every time I try to post them on Facebook, someone wants to buy them and then they never, you know, come to buy them. It's one of those where they're tire kickers. And so a word a lot of people use. They want to buy them, but they just never do. They don't actually have the money or whatever. So I still have these. I'm probably just going to bring them to whatever show comes next after everything calms down with the whole pandemic and all that. And then in here I have a female bellow bino. I probably will sell her. If nothing else, I'll put her in this little group next year. So that's my Super Snow Radar male. That is my Snow White and Yellow Bell Het Eclipse. And this is my White and Yellow Radar. So these guys are pretty kick-ass. Can't wait for that breeding project. They're not producing me any eggs this year, but maybe next year. Hopefully next year, right? And then in here are some isopods I forgot I had. These are all wild collected ones. I think there's probably like 20 or 30 in there of all different sizes. They're not out right now, but oh, there's one. They're always out and about. I think there's like 2 or 3 different species, so whichever one takes over will be the one that's left in there, right? Alright, so over here is my dubia roach rack. These are all dubias right here. Dubia, dubia, dubia. Dubia at the bottom, hissing cockroaches. This right here is Steve the ball python. He's doing awesome. He eats an adult mouse every week. That's just what he prefers. And he's definitely one that's going to stay here forever. He was given to me by my girlfriend's family who had him for, you know, 15, 16 years, something like that. And it was just time for them to pass him on. So I took him in, and he's my only ball python at the time, or currently. This corner over here is all just storage. I mean, those are my banners. It's my tripod. I usually take photos on that piece of wood down there and just a bunch of other random junk. Alright, so here are my 2 California king snakes. Well, 2 of my 4 anyway. This is Nestle. She's my chocolate face California king snake. I was given her a couple years ago. She's got some damage on her tail. I don't know if you can't see really back there. I'm not going to disturb her. She was bit by a rat, I believe. So she definitely gets frozen thawed, and she usually takes. And this right over here is Midas. He's my first California king snake and my second ever snake. I got him as just a baby. I'm pretty sure he's wild caught because he only eats black mice and very, very bitey, which is common for king snakes, but I don't know, just there's something about him. And I'm pretty sure he's a girl, but I've never confirmed that. So one of these days I'll have to take one of his sheds and send it in, see if it can get genetically tested. Alright, so next up are my 2 reverse Okeetees. Both these ate yesterday. The one with the dark orange being the male and the light creamy orange being the female. This pair will hopefully breed for me next year. These are only a year old. Well, about a year and a half at this point. If I could get them to separate there. They're pretty calm. These corn snakes have never bit me. I've only been bitten by like really baby corn snakes, and that don't hurt at all. So I think corn snakes are great beginner snakes, and I think for me trying to breed, they're a great opportunity to learn, you know, the colubrid cycle, and it'll definitely get me ready for that guy, which is my new blue beauty snake, who I'm not going to really go over in this video. I did post him a bunch on my Instagram. You can catch him over there. But he'll have his own separate video. It'll probably be the next video after this, so stay tuned for that. Another awesome pair of corn snakes I have. I was planning on buying some more babies the next season after I got the reverse Okeetees, but these came up on Facebook. They were bought to be a breeding pair, and they're about 2 years old from what I hear. A little bit small for 2 years old, but you know, I'm going to start pumping them after they just came out of brumation not too long ago. So I'm going to start pumping them with food, and hopefully next year I can get these guys too, and then I can have, you know, 2 clutches of corn snakes. And these are, I believe, motley stripes, and that's the female. The light one's the female, the dark one's the male. She's pasta or spaghetti, and he's whole grain because he looks like whole grain spaghetti because he's darker. Haha. So we're gonna skip around a little bit and finish off the snakes. This right here is an ice tessera corn snake. It's a male. This is actually Sherry's snake. I bought it for her as a present. She wanted it. Glenn had bred this animal, and you know, she wanted it. It was purple. I said, why not? I'll get it for her. This year, when he produces some more, I'm gonna pick up a female, probably just an ice, which I believe is Annery something. I don't know all the genetics in that, but I'll pick something up so we can produce something variable in a couple years, and then, you know, give it a couple years, we'll have 3 pairs of corn snakes and business will be booming, right? Unrelated to snakes, this is my tomato frog. His name's Johan. Definitely got a dirty water dish. I gotta clean his enclosure out. But he's chilling. He likes it real humid. He likes his flies. He likes eating all his bugs in here. And I feed him crickets every once in a while. It's definitely fun to watch when he wants to eat, but other than that, he just chills. This right here is my female het albino California king snake. She's got a nice dot dash pattern. I got her from Armando. It was actually a gift because you legally can't sell non-albino California king snakes in the state of California, just because they're a California native animal and you can't prove that it's, you know, het. So this was a gift when I bought an albino from him, which I ended up selling. I definitely regret. I probably could have bred her this year, and I would have had albino babies, and I lost a bunch of money, but I got a good price for her. So I have this one, and I have a male. I'll show you in a second. And give them 2 more years. They've been kind of slow to start eating, but give them 2 more years, and you'll definitely see some albino babies from me. And I'll, you know, hold back probably a pair of females, if not a trio, and have some more in the next couple years, and just keep going with it. This, of course, is the male. He's a little bit smaller, he's a little bit fussier of an eater, but they're both doing good. Both starting to see some size put on them. And like I said, this guy's het albino too, so give it a couple years and I'll have some albino babies for sale, and I'll have some, well, I might keep them all the first year, who knows, but I'll have some pos hets I'd be willing to give away or do something with at that point. Let's move on to the last snake. This is Esmeralda. She's my 6th or 7th month old female Vietnamese blue beauty snake. She's definitely due for an enclosure upgrade, and it's on my list of things, but she's definitely gorgeous. Vietnamese blue beauty rat snakes are really my favorite snakes, so it was definitely awesome that, you know, they can be expensive. I mean, I paid like almost $400 for this girl to have her shipped and everything, but definitely worth it. You know, at least it wasn't something super expensive, so I'm happy. And like I said, I have a male down there. I'll talk about him in a different video, but I can't wait for this pair to be all grown up and to finally have some babies. Definitely going to hold some babies back. Definitely going to make this a big project of mine in terms of breeding, in terms of the channel. And I'll definitely always keep you guys updated on their progress. Both of them, being rat snakes, are extremely good eaters, so hopefully they grow pretty fast. Alright, so let's finish up with crested geckos and baby leopard geckos. So we're going to be covering this whole section, all this, down here, these, and all those. So let's hop right into it. Let's start over here. This is my pair of gargoyle geckos. I have yet to see eggs from this pair. I've had them for about 2 months. Obviously not a proven pair. One of them I suspect is a retired female, but I'm hoping I can get a clutch or 2 out of her. And then there's that guy down there. Very hard to see in this light, but he's got some nice red stripes. She's more of a reticulated pattern. One thing I want to try before I do anything else is separate the two of them, put the male in his own enclosure. I just don't have anywhere to put him right now. Actually, what I need to do is rinse that tub out, put him in that for a month, and then put them back together and see what happens. Down here I have a grow up tank with some pretty cool geckos. This is a male tiger. I'll probably be selling him because he's nothing special. He's just too big to put with other babies. And I actually bought him slightly older. And then, ooh, this right here is a striped boy. I don't actually know if it's a boy, but basically a quad stripe, and then his side stripes are a little messed up, but definitely better than anything I have. I do have a quad stripe project going that's, you know, it's doing all right. I wish I would get some better babies. There's only a pair of like partial pins in there, and then two just kind of buckskinny looking guys, or gals I should say. So I'm producing some stuff, but it's not all, most of it's not stuff that I can use to replace. And basically the idea is raise this one up, hopefully it's a girl, and just slowly replace them until they're better and better and better. And in the meantime I'll produce some other stuff to sell off. And then if you look very closely in the back, you'll see my lily white, who I believe to be a girl. Let's take a little peek at the gents. Maybe a girl. So she's cool. She's very light and lavendery. I know there are some that are like bright white, that are stark white. Those are really cool. The whole line of lily whites kind of grows slowly. That's something a lot of people have been noticing. So hopefully she gets up to size at some point. While they're still worth some money. I know they've dropped a lot lately. There was a guy selling them at a show for like 500 bucks. It was stupid crazy. But hopefully, I mean, eventually I'll get my money's worth no matter what, once she starts producing for me. But in the meantime, I'll just sit here and cry. This is the pinstripe group I was talking about. This right here is my big chunky female Olga. Or no, this is Bella. I sold Olga. That's right. So as you can see, partial, almost full pinstripe there. They really love this plant, I swear. And this right here is the male. His name is Skipper. He's got a huge, awesome head. Almost full pinstripe. Pretty kick butt guy. Very stubby head, which a lot of people seem to really enjoy. I did have him up for sale at a couple shows. Didn't really sell him. I kind of ask a lot for him just because he's pretty awesome, and I'd hate to see him go. And then back here, we have Tegan, who, like I said, just a buckskin female, and she's a lot bigger than she was when I got her. She was really small when I got her, but she was still laying fertile eggs, and I have some of her babies running around. And then last but not least, we have Sarah. She's put on some weight too, just another female, like I said. I'm pretty sure she's laying me, or she was laying me infertiles. I think now that she's paired with this guy, she's definitely doing a lot better. I got these two from a friend, and hopefully, you know, I can replace them soon. I can sell these females off to someone, or start a new little tank with just some goofy stuff. But it's not really worth it to breed a bunch of buckskin stuff and just, you know, what's the point if I'm not going to get a lot of money for the babies? I'd rather work with more expensive stuff. What are you looking at? Alright, last of the glass enclosures, we have my Dalmatian breeding tank. And only one girl in here is laying eggs, and I believe it's this girl right here. That's right. This is Paradise. I got her from Paradise Crested. Not a lot of Dalmatian spots, but she's got more than 0, so I have her in here. And some other stuff is getting up to size, like this girl right here. Her name is Scallop. She's definitely got lots of Dalmatian spots, and hopefully, you know, she starts producing for me in the future. This right here is the last female in here. She's got some nice big spots. I bought her as a baby from Pangea wholesale, and she's definitely kicked butt. Her head's kind of big, which is awesome, and she's again almost up to size. So as soon as everyone's up to size in here and they're laying eggs, it's gonna start kicking off. I'm gonna have too many babies I don't know what to do with, especially right now with the whole lockdown going on. There's like nowhere to sell them, so hopefully I get some awesome Dalmatians soon. And then last but not least is the male for this project. Ooh. So he's definitely got some weight to put on him, but he's definitely got a lot of speckling and lots of little Dalmatian spots all over. So hopefully, you know, him combined with some other ones, I can produce some even better Dalmatians, and hopefully in the future, you know, swap maybe Paradise out or a couple others. I want to wait till they're all producing before I really do anything about that, just because, you know, I don't want to get rid of a breeding female and just have her sitting off to the side. I'd rather have her breeding. Even though there's nowhere to sell them, you know, I can sit on some adults for a little bit and still make some money. So these are all my glass enclosures. Let's move on to grow-ups, babies, and baby leopards. This right here is Race Car. He's a pretty awesome orange pinstripe. I might eventually replace my guy in there, Skipper, with this guy. He's definitely a little thin right now. He's not eating as much as I'd like him to. I'm going to go through and offer crickets later today. But this guy is definitely up for sale. He might be on MorphMarket right now. I'm not sure, but I usually take him to shows. The only problem is when I take him to shows, he like dulls down super gray when he's actually, you know, fires up a vibrant orange. So unfortunately, it's hard to get this guy to sell. I might have to take some pictures and maybe print him out and bring him with me. But other than that, that's just him in his own little tub, which is 58 quart tub. This right here is a female I picked up at the last show over in the Bay. She's got some pretty good pinstriping and some awesome Dalmatian spots, but with the combination of both, I don't really want to put her in either of my projects. Plus, she's a little small, and when I got her, she had some MBD issues. I got her from Triple L. I got her in a male, and the male's still recovering a little bit. She's doing better for sure. Hopefully I can get them to eat some crickets, some dusted crickets, and they'll be off to the races. And this girl will be on MorphMarket sometime or another. I've just been really lazy. I gotta go through and update all the weights too still. Here is the male. He's got a kink at the base of his tail, and you can see in his arms and his hands a little bit. It's hard to tell right now, but he's definitely, especially you can see it in that hand, he's got some MBD right there. So I'll probably, you know, make sure he's good to go, make sure you probably get him up to full size, just make sure he's really healthy. He's a beautiful animal besides all that, but find him a forever home and let him go from there. So these are 4 tanks I use for grow-ups, just to separate individual geckos I want to grow up. So this one right here and this one are on MorphMarket right now, and then these 2 are pretty awesome ones. I'm going to hold back. I want to start a tiger group, and I think these 2, if I hopefully have a pair, would be some pretty kick butt starters for a little tiger group. And definitely the head structure on both of these is pretty awesome. If you look at it head on, you can already see some dripping right there. And there's no reason, well, there is a reason. They're on paper towel and not EcoEarth. I just want to try something different. I want to see if they can thrive on the paper towel or if EcoEarth is the way to go in these little enclosures. And I think paper towel is working great, so as soon as I sell those 2, whatever goes in those 2 next is going to go on paper towel as well. So I obviously have 7 tubs full of babies. I'll just show you these ones real quick. These are just some babies I bought from Pangea that are, you know, going to be sold, or whether I produced them or not, you know, they're going to be sold. They're either going to shows, or some of them might already be on MorphMarket. These are a couple of babies I produced myself. They're all chilling in this leaf right now, but they're all still pretty tiny. These are only like 2 or 3 weeks old. And then if we move over here, this is the one that hatched today, and his name's Root Beer. And last but not least are my baby leopards. I definitely need to drill some more tubs because I'm going to start running out of space here soon, but These are the first pair right here, and this is my first year breeding leopard geckos. So I was very excited. You know, the first pair came out, I had a tug snow in there. The parents, male is a normal, and both females are tug snows. So there's two more. That one's kind of a jungly pattern. Here's a couple normals, and these two hatched out this morning. Another pair of tug snows, which is awesome. So I'll definitely be holding back at least 2 female tug snows, and if a male pops out of there somewhere, then I'll hold back a male, and then next year I can produce, you know, 4 producing females that are all producing tug snows, and you know, I'll keep some of the normal females back with my normal male, and then I'll also have, you know, 4 normal females laying normal males, which is awesome, and I can't wait for that. Alright, so that's my reptile room. That's kind of the tour for you guys. If you want to see any in-depth of any animals or projects, let me know. But nevertheless, that's the end of the video. I'm James from James Reptiles. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. All that definitely helps out the channel. Hit me up on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, jamesreptiles@gmail.com if you have any questions. And I'll catch you guys next time.